The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh my word, we are indeed live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Changeling the Dreaming Stained Glass episode... Help. 4. Jeez. I was about to say 6. Good thing I didn't.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
No. No. The death hasn't even happened yet. I mean, nothing. But I want to say firstly, hello, I am Maddox, as ever and always your ever-present and magnanimous storyteller, and beneath me, but never socially, is my wonderful cast.
Hi, everybody. I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Priscilla Rowland, who's also known as Esmeralda the Aishu.
Hello, everyone. I'm Evie Eternal, and I will be playing Melody Rockwell, also known as Lady Embra the She.
Hi, I'm Cozy Gore, or Unconscious Celestial, and I'm playing Eva Oakley / Ray Very, the Satyr.
We're rolling. I'm Judy Von Ness playing Honey's Badger Swift, the red cap roller onto the troll.
Hi, everybody. I am the Ravenous Archon, and I get to play Oscar Holst, otherwise known as Sir Redari, the lovable troll.
Hi, and I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Blair Wilson, or Asteron, your Cluricon.
And with the lovely introduction of all these fantastic Cathane, last episode, the Cathane of Denver did some... It was a bit of housekeeping, gathering information, taming a demon horse, you know, the usual. As we come into this episode, it starts with cars pulling up in front of a house, as you all have found yourselves headed towards Embra's home. And as they all pull up in the drive, Embra, what do they see?
Situated at the foot of the mountains, you will see a beautiful, very large cottage with a 2-story system. And it's very verdant, very alive with color and beauty. It's very almost picturesque fae that you might see in some of the earlier places in the Dreaming. It's very much in that sort of almost painted aesthetic of all of the colors intermixing and matching. It is certainly a beautifully alive and whimsical place.
And you all see, Embra, are you home waiting for them, or are you arriving at your home with them?
I would say I was probably already home, depending on the time of day, especially if it's early. I would be home, probably waking up and then getting Bella situated and then going on to work for the day.
All right. And as you're getting ready, there is knocks at the door. And upon opening it, you all, the rest of you, are greeted by Bella. She looks kind of out of it, and her eyes seem a bit more sunken in than usual. She seems a bit tired, but she still greets with a smile. Hello. Would you all like refreshment?
Oh, yes, Bella, please see them in. It's obviously perfectly fine. We're well acquainted at this point.
And honey, what are you handing Bella?
Oh, sour milk and moldy bread.
And in a second, she's clutching it. And you all can tell that she's not like meaning to seem possessive, but she's holding it like Gollum trying to hold the ring.
It's her precious, yeah.
My girl.
And she quickly in a... Well, you're sure she probably thinks she's just walking, but she skitters into the kitchen and then comes right back. Do any of you need me to hang your coats?
That would be lovely, thank you. And S takes off.
And she takes all of them and puts them up expertly. If you would like, there's plenty of space in the living area.
Perfect.
My lady, if you'll excuse me a moment, and she heads back into the kitchen.
Of course. Please come in. Enjoy you are obviously welcome in my home, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where you been?
I have unfortunately been stuck at court. I've been made privy that my own house has sent a few more individuals into the city, and I've been briefing them and trying to work with them, as well as informing them and keeping them up to speed on our current situation with the Blepharon Institute and Pentex in general. How about you? I've heard some interesting rumors and got some crazy texts, miss. Did you really do it?
Do what?
Sidle on the back of that demon horse.
He's not a demon. But yes, I did. I told him a story, reminded him of what he actually is, and he let me ride him in exchange. And of course, Bray did make an awesome dessert that he enjoyed.
I'm very glad to hear that. The world needs more wonder.
Yes, my crow friend needed a crazy tale, so I figured which better one than that.
Well, you've certainly earned it. I thought it was foolhardy, but my goodness, I've been proven completely wrong, yes. You certainly have many unexpected talents.
I learned from a master.
And Ember's going to motion over to the coffee table where she's just got pages of just documentation just scrambled all over it. So, have we learned anything more about the Blepharon Institute that I should know about? Anything that we can utilize?
It's 2 stories. The building itself is very banal, like at least a few feet outside of it, it hits almost like a wall of banality. And the main floor is what you see from the outside, but there's a sub-level. And in the sub-level, there is also a lot of banality, but there is equal amount of glamour.
Equal amounts of glamour.
Unfortunately, Jolly was not able to further investigate that level. Being Chimera, the banality was rough. But I suspect they're likely holding the kith that they've captured there.
That would make sense. Though I don't know why they would let it with glamour and banality. Weird. Please, have a seat. I don't mean to be a rude host.
And S will take a seat. And she actually brought her drink with her. It's in a travel mug. She's got a black tea with rose petals and rose oil in it.
Very nice. Please go ahead, Oscar.
I found out that the young troll who is the chrysalis of Brindle has a connection to the Institute. Her girlfriend's father is one of the, if not the head scientist. Cassius Wright.
Cassius Wright. Have I heard that name in looking this up?
It's come up. He is the acting head, if nothing else, of this branch of the Foundation.
Well, that's certainly an in. Maybe, I'm not sure.
It's almost more like he could be considered a site director more than anything, really.
So he definitely...
So he is in charge, but to what degree he's in charge, anyone's guess.
Right.
I spied on him for a little bit, but he is banal to the point of boring.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Everything that touches that place seems to be just...
Textbook.
Almost supernaturally boring. Just... horrifying. Now, I've been working with a few folks in my own house, and I'm pleased to say that within the court, the endeavors that we are engaged in do have the backing of at least this subsect of House Fiona. So we have friends besides, the few we've made on the edges of houses. But I'm not quite sure what to do with House Ailiel. My thought is that obviously with Kith in there, we need to get in as quickly as we can. I don't know how much longer we can sit on this, and House Ailiel is doing nothing to stop it. So, or at least nothing I can tell.
They're trying to figure it out.
Are they? Are they really, or are they being stymied? What's going on?
Well, some of them are anyway. They are limited by my mother, though. She's got quite the stranglehold.
I understand. So do you think that she is actively trying to stop them from investigating or hampering it, or is she just dragging her feet because she's ineffectual?
Storyteller, could I get a read on that? Whether it was intentional or she was just stubborn and not willing to listen to reason?
Yeah, I feel like that's doable. Let's say if you were right in front of her, sussing out it'd be perception, but since you're trying to recall it, let's do intelligence empathy.
Up on my dice. Hold on. I'll spend a willpower for that.
So you know.
That is 3 successes.
It's a mix. There was clear signs of obliviousness, but then there was also clear signs of almost intentionally obliviousness. It's a little hard to get you can feel broad strokes of both, but thinking back, it's hard to piece together details from it.
It's almost like head in the sand type of thing. She... willful negligence is kind of what I would call it.
I see. The bodes very... goodness, that bodes rather ill. Apologies, it's been a late night. But I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts, opinions. What should we do about this? Jolly was unable to get to the second floor, but he knows of its existence.
He
at
got
least.
to it. He just couldn't really explore it because of the banality. So
I see.
S, is Jolly with you?
no.
Okay. Just making sure, so I didn't make him interject when he wasn't there.
No, he's not there. So yeah. So he was able to actually ride down the elevator and go down, but he had to, basically it started to wear on him, so he had to leave.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Goodness, it is
The poor
incredibly brave of him
little
to do
former
that.
butterfly cube thing didn't make it as far as he did. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I'm just glad that he was rational enough to get the fuck out when it was getting too bad, because
And actually, by the same token, Ava, since the cube hangs out around your bakery quite a lot now, it was less of a cube and more of a rhombus for a little bit, as it was sort of like trying to regain.
Poor cube.
It had been stretched and its geometry fucked with a bit when it arrived back, but it didn't say much aside from blech and then go into the ceiling and hide. But it's fine now. Back to its wonderful polished white cubiness.
Definitely eating lots of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Vray, I know obviously there are some people who are very near and dear to you that might be in this place. So you should obviously have maybe the most say in how we handle this and what we're looking for.
Honestly, I think it's kind of ironic because I feel like I can't make a decision. I don't want to send more. If this is where they are, like, yes, something should be done, but I'm afraid.
It's okay to be afraid of something like this malignment of everything good and beautiful. It's an abomination. So your intrepidness is understandable.
Oscar, I know you intend to go in. Yes.
I do. If Vray's people are there, I will do my best to bring them back.
Might I
Everyone.
make a tactical suggestion?
Please.
Get down to that sub-level. Get everyone out together. You have the capability to wayfare, yes?
Yes.
Draw a door on the wall. Take them anywhere you know within the Autumn Realm. Hell, bring them to my place. It's a fucking freehold. Okay?
I'll reach into my shirt pocket and pull out the broken pieces of different colored chalk that I already have.
That's perfect. Draw a door on the wall. Imagine that whatever place you want to take them to, that's a safe haven for them. And just open the door and get them through.
Thank you
You
for
know-
offering.
You know I'm
course.
going with you, right?
And if nothing else, I'll wait there for your arrival to make sure everyone's okay.
Lady Honey Badger is the only one that has actually met a dragon. So, yes. I was hoping you would.
Wait, meet a dragon? The fuck and I have breakfast every fucking morning. You want to join us?
Maybe when I'm ready.
Wait,
Oh,
you're
the
not
dragon's
ready?
perfectly pleasant.
Oh yeah, fucking delight, man.
Yeah.
We may or may not gently joke about you once in a tiny thing, just how blue you are.
The main things that everyone knows about the Dragon of Union Station is that he loves trains, he likes them to run efficiently, and he really hates when emergency services get called in that area because it slows down the trains. Those are the main things that everyone knows. Oh, and he really hates when people don't do as he says. Because dragon.
Yeah, I just meant that I'm only a Dragon's Ire 2, so I don't really have a need to go talk to a dragon.
I'm also suitably skilled in martial. We'll say de-escalation. So I can attend as well, though I do find myself rather susceptible to banality in general.
Hey, Embra,
Yes,
is your door to the front of your house unlocked?
it is, yes.
Okay. You all hear, hey, you here?
Claire, is that you?
Fucking of course. Where are you?
We're in the kitchen, dear, or rather the living room, excuse me.
All right. And
He's got her axe out.
entering is a rather tall woman. You guys would guess maybe 6'1", 6'2". She is built like someone who would be 6'1", 6'2" as well. She has muscles on her muscles. This woman clearly works out. She is currently wearing a leather jacket and nothing else really on top as far as you can see. It's zipped open, but just showing more just the bare center of her torso than anything else. She has a pair of jeans on that look torn in a few places, as well as some really good, decent-looking combat boots. And she has her blonde hair tied back in a loose ponytail. Oh, you have guests. Shit.
No, it's all right, dear.
You sure I can go? Like,
No. Please, it's fine. Thank you for showing up once again.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is Claire. She is a friend of mine and my house sitter when I'm away.
Oh,
we
Embra.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, she did not even acknowledge that you had an axe out, honey.
That's
Like,
fine.
not in the slightest.
It's fine.
You know what's going on with us. Actually, wait. And she looks to everyone. Are they? And she points at you, Embra.
Yes, they are also of the Arcadia, we'll say.
Good. I didn't want to have to talk in circles right now. I'm not in the mood.
Well, you have to ask when there was an axe.
a very indignant. What the fuck did you just say? Look on her face.
Do people
Apologies.
normally have their axes out at you, like normal people?
It's just an axe. What's it gonna do to me?
But is that a common occurrence where like normal everyday people show you axes? I feel like that might be a giveaway as to her nature.
The fuck I can't do to you.
You'd be surprised. A lot of humans love to be dumbasses.
Lady Swift, there's no
I don't
need.
know if I should be insulted or not. I'm confused here.
She called me a fucking Arcadian.
Jesus
A lot of confusion going around.
My goodness, this is going swimmingly.
Fuck it all.
I often conflate the dreaming and Arcadia.
Yeah.
Apologies, Miranda, I meant no offense.
I understand.
At that, Claire gives an acknowledging nod and just says straight out loud, "Wow, that an argument in my place would have resulted in 6 fist fights and 1 battle to the death."
I battle
okay,
with
honey.
words.
It's okay, honey. You have a big axe.
Got 3 big axes. The fuck?
No,
Two on my
yeah.
hips and one on my back.
There was
Claire.
one.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I just remembered that one of the greatest things I ever did was decapitate someone with an axe that grew.
That's true. You've told me many of your war stories and your battles and all kinds of frightening things like that.
And she gives a flirty smirk towards you, Embra, and then her eyes cast around everyone else. And you know that slightly electric charge that people can get in the back of their neck sometimes? Just for a quick second, you'd swear this woman has some really impressive... The way you could best describe it would maybe be animal magnetism?
Claire.
Can I
goodness.
roll something to determine what the fuck she is?
You know, I was wondering who was going to ask first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say...
Definitely me
Because
too.
I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
beefcake isn't S's thing. So
As the resident female beefcake here, I'm getting insulted. But this is nice.
Like,
You know the song "Just My Type"? So it's like everybody. Yeah.
that's Ray's time.
I should also clarify, when I say muscles on muscles, I mean that they are well defined but not bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
She's not like she would be if she was a troll, because trolls are naturally muscular
Just
as
huge.
shit.
Yeah.
No matter what build
They
they
swole.
have, it's muscle. Yeah. Different shapes, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
But this woman's more just like what you'd expect like an MMA fighter to be built like. She's dense
Built
and right
A
there.
little bit bulky.
Okay, so what do I roll for
wrong?
this?
I'm going to say perception gray merit difficulty 7, because technically you have met one like her before.
Okay.
Or a
And I
couple
am going
like her
to use my
before.
detail-oriented specialty.
Okay.
Okay.
That definitely would apply.
All right. That's a decent
Sorry,
that's a decent pool of 7. Let me roll that.
my brain jumped. What are we rolling?
It'll be perception empathy, did I say, right?
You said gray
It's a
mare.
gray mare.
Gray mare. Yeah, thank you. Fuck.
2.
Tweet.
Div 7. Okay.
3.
Okay.
That is 5. I got 2 7s and 3 9s.
And then just one last roll.
I would have had 4, but I got a 1. So
Uh-oh. I saw Corey say shit. What's going on?
Yeah.
And I had 2 5s that didn't count, but it didn't have a 1. So
Well, then, hey, you all get the exact same information, because everyone who wasn't or hasn't has met one of these in city at some point. You all have talked to werewolves before. Are your groups dealing with any horse shit in town too, or is it just us?
Oh no,
Yes.
we have people going missing.
Oh, well, that's even worse.
Yeah, they're being captured by an organization in town that seems to have them, I don't know, isolated
in
Yeah.
the basement.
in a basement of their facility.
Companies violating human rights. What a shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but please sit down, Claire. I don't want to keep you standing. There's plenty of room.
She plops onto the couch and kicks her feet up onto the coffee table.
So, please.
I wanted to say, I got a little more info after those people came to try and jump this place that one time,
Yeah.
a little ways back.
I
Yeah.
remember.
They work for some fucking new facility that's been established. Bell some shit or other. I don't know.
Beleferon.
That's where our people are being kept.
That's where we think they are, yeah. In fact, we more or less know it.
And you guys see her was about to say something else and it hitches. Really?
Oh, yes.
We ain't fucking stuttering.
And you all are all Kithane, right?
Yes.
No, we're
Yes.
pretty naturally.
I can't see what you fucking look like.
Well, some of us are. Pretty naturally, that is. Sorry.
Valid.
We're looking into them as well because they have funding from a company that
Yeah, Pentax.
Yeah.
we do not like.
I know who's in charge.
That's an excellent first step.
Hey, ask. What if we bring some of them up and while we go, pinch and pull a trigger and get these people out?
I wouldn't ask
Ooh, that
them.
would be a massacre. Goodness.
Fuck
It'd
yeah.
be fun though.
As I was trying to say, I wouldn't ask them to join us on an errand that's only benefiting us. But because the parent company of Beleferon is in opposition to them, this would be beneficial to both our parties. Claire.
I can bring it up. We have Yeah, there should be enough Fiona for me to make a case about the old pact.
Really? You would consider delving into that for us?
Everything to combat the worm. It's my job.
It's not just for us. I mean, come on. They get some shit out of it too.
I must ask that the person in charge be as unharmed as possible. He means something to a friend of mine.
Yes,
The man's having your people kidnapped and you're asking for mercy?
I'd like to keep the casualties to a minimum, certainly.
Because he's the best troll ever. Yes, you are. My opinion of you isn't your choice.
You keep saying this.
She's got you there, Oscar.
I'd say kill the fucker, but you're being nice to shit.
Oscar, I'm not the one you have the most problems with right now. What a flip.
The tables have turned.
Honey Badger takes out a notepad and actually writes a note. Puts it away.
But people deserve a second chance.
There's something from the Pentex side that we have been dealing with as well.
Please, elucidate us. Tell us everything. Everything that you can. Of course, I don't want to overstep any cultural bounds between our peoples.
A local friend of mine in town, he goes by Dumpster Diver. He says he's met you all.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah,
Tunnels.
he's fun.
Oh, his human name is Rooney, if that helps. But yeah, he has been keeping track. He is the den parent, so he watches all of our new ones. But he's also been keeping track of certain things in the city. And actually, no, you all are Fae. You would know this term. There's been an uptick in Fomor activity.
Yeah.
And it's more than just the ones that were initially a problem, which were these people all gray-skinned, coughing out smoke.
Yeah.
That it's gotten so much worse. There's so many awful things just seeming to march around the city right now. We're doing our best to quell it, but it's a city.
Honey Badger starts pulling out our axes, just starting to sharpen them right there, like, where the fucking fight at?
Don't need to pull you all in, and I would really prefer not to do so at all if possible. Because as much as they're a common enemy, whatever history we have, because they're, a Fae name too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing our best to handle it. We don't want to bring folks in just yet. And besides, not like I have a lot of authority anyways. I am one Arun in one pack.
You
I'm a
can,
fucking red cap.
you can offer a favor for a favor. If you help us with Belleferon, we can help you with the Fomor.
Fuck yeah.
I'll mention it to my alpha.
Please do.
And I'll probably pass it on to Dumpster Diver as well, because he can get the Sept in town to maybe do something.
Hey,
Absolutely.
fuck, you want somebody to vouch for this shit? I'll go up and talk to your fucking alpha. Shit. This is stuff I do.
I'm certain I can get Fiona to work with you as well.
All right.
It kind of seems like one of those things where regardless of what you all choose, they're probably going to jump in and try and get some action on it. It's whether we do it together or not.
If it weren't such a large variety of threats, I'd give more concrete advice.
Or kills, who gives a shit?
Have ways to put out fire. There's been a lot of them lighting themselves on fire.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
I know. First there was the smoke, and then we get fire, and then there's also the ones that spit burning tar, and just... I could keep listing. I don't need to.
This sounds fucking amazing. Where the fuck do I sign up?
It's not.
She has breakfast with a dragon. I think that'll be okay.
Yeah. I've been for 10 years I ran around this whole fucking country fighting nightmares. This is my shit. I'm from Howskatcha. Jesus.
And
Tell
honey,
me more.
I will say, you are probably the one with the most knowledge on Fomori as the werewolves know them.
she'll start listing all of her kills. I mean, she's got a body count. She has no problem with this. She just starts listing all the Fomori and all the other shit she's killed.
S will excuse herself to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. And you see Bella is there currently. Unfortunately, you just walked in at the perfect time to see a plorp of spoiled milk into a cup of very weak-looking
It's
black
fine.
tea. But
It's
she
fine.
just smiles and stirs it with a spoon. Hello.
Hi.
I hear the werewolves here.
Yes, and the red cap and the werewolf are talking about kills, and I abhor violence.
I cannot say I abhor it because I find that in many cases it's quite necessary.
Oh, I do understand, but personally, I just object.
And bless that werewolf, she's aggressive.
I noticed.
May I help you with anything?
I'm perfectly fine just exiting the room while they, compare their body counts.
While they geek out about slaughter, yes.
Yes.
Would you at least like some water?
I'm good. I've got my tea.
She takes a few sips. After a little bit, you hear the conversation die down in the living room, at least on the kills and body count topics. And it's honestly about that time, S, when you come back, that Claire will stand up, stretch. Somehow her jacket has also not moved a damn inch. Probably is too afraid to. Well, it was very good to meet you all. Glad you were home, Embra, just to make it easier on me.
Of course, and please stay in contact. You can text me anytime.
Best as I can. It's, when you're the top bitch when it comes to fucking things up, unfortunately, everyone wants you for something or another.
Oh, absolutely.
Honey gives her card going, you need something done with your truck or whatever? Call me if you want fights or you need somebody to back you up. Call me.
I got some people I can send. I don't have a car. I don't really need one.
I don't give a fuck. Just use my phone number if you have a good fight. Shit. Do I have to tell you anything else?
I can get you in for some. She gives you a fist bump, honey. And Embra, you have my number if anyone here needs to contact me. I don't carry business cards.
Of course, I'll share it around, and we'll all have it.
But I'm really glad that I got to meet you all. It's kind of a rarity that I get to meet so many of you in one room.
It was a
Timing was
pleasure.
certainly fortuitous.
And yeah, if I see any more white vans, I'll break the axle or something. I don't know. I'll
Please
figure something
do.
out.
Thank you.
And they seem to have some device that tracks us.
That is Pentex funding. Fuck. Well, if they're tracking you, they most certainly will be able to notice us around because they have far more research on us than anything else. Thank you
You're welcome.
for the warning. I'm going to, first, hopefully go home and not need to slap someone upside the face, but then I will go and deal with our problem.
Of course.
Take care, all of you.
You as well.
And you guys see her walk off. You hear the door open and shut. And then there's just for a second as the door's shutting, you swear you hear like a weird shifting and cracking. And then the door shuts.
Oh, that woman. Good gracious.
Pleasant.
So that's a thing, right?
Which thing?
You and Claire.
What about Bella?
What about me? And she walks out from the kitchen.
I mean, why not both?
We all have our indulgences.
Oh, my lady, if you will, I can answer this. The Lady Embra is of House Fiona. And then she just goes back to sipping her tea.
Kind of obvious.
Instead of turning red, like Oscar just kind of meanders behind S. Just like
Eva's dying.
He has explored enough of social constructs. He's done.
And S just kind of reaches behind her and taps his shoulder comfortingly.
Yeah, because he can't reach his fucking face.
No, his shoulder. Because S isn't exactly short, so, you know, but she's not troll tall. But yeah.
Only trolls are troll tall.
Yeah.
Yes, well, back to the topic at hand.
That's okay.
You've never seen a she quite this close to breaking into full-on embarrassment, but of course.
Yeah.
Of course, you're
So that
still
was-
beautiful while
Yeah.
you're, you know, blushing furiously.
Yeah, no, she can never be uncomposed.
Yeah.
That's the real thing. It's not perfect. They're just always composed.
Getting back to the subject at hand, we may now have a very staunch ally in our friends from the forest, so to speak.
Staunch.
Yes. Staunch.
Question of years of words. That's all.
Well, if she was more stiff, it could have been a starch ally. And she takes a sip of her tea.
Oh, she's a limber one, huh?
Very stiff, Umbra.
When you ask that, Esmeralda, she gently sets her cup and saucer on the table and then just like stretches.
Oh, yeah, no, I know you are.
Yeah, but she still does it. You all see this woman has now folded her hand back on her wrist.
Yeah.
And then she pops it back up.
Yes, they're all quite flexible.
So Lady Umbra has a type.
Yes.
Or a requirement.
Or a requirement.
He just kind of slides a card over
That
to
just
Umbra. You might have fun here.
She's just falling
the card.
laughing. She's like, oh my God.
Frey, what does Ember read on the card? Because I think I know what you're giving her, but
Yeah, I haven't even thought of a name for it yet, though, so you can go ahead for it. It's the club that Eva attends.
actually, you know what? This is sorry, I have to because it's me. I'm an immature storyteller. She hands you a business card for what clearly says like adult entertainment sort of vibes when you hold it, and it says the Stick and Poke Club.
Yes, I suspect I could get some use out of this card. Thank you so much, Vray.
And you also see in small print offers tattooing.
I recommend the Shibari. It's fantastic.
I have little doubt. All right. On to more difficult subject matter.
Yes, of course. Anything more on the previous discussion can be discussed when your guests are gone, my lady.
I thought we were going back to our discussion.
No, my
Please.
apologies, sir. I am finished.
We had to wrap it up, Oscar. You know, wrap
Save-
it up.
Safety
Yeah.
first.
Be safe.
Yes.
Yes.
Only
I'm on top
fools
this
don't
time,
wrap
Bella.
their tools.
Where it goes?
To start,
You're going to get it, Missy.
What's the safe word?
That's
Oscar.
private,
How do you-
Oscar.
I feel that's a little
Out
more
the
private.
door.
Yeah,
Motorcycle.
S is like, okay, enough.
I'm out of my element. I'm sorry.
You're quite
As-
all right, dear.
as the last element of this before you all move on, who would have a perception of 4 dots or higher? Those two notice that just on her arm lazily with her finger, Bella writes the word plath, like a certain poet. Even when they're normal, slow are fucking weird.
Oh yeah, they're really fucking weird.
I
But
love them.
she clams up and just finishes her tea and then sits there patiently.
Our darker subject matter unfortunately returns to the front. So, with an ally assured, or at least seemingly assured, I suppose I don't know the inner workings of their particular pack, but hopefully we'll have a rather powerful friend in them. to facilitate an assault on this facility. As for the previous idea, as I believe you suggested using Oscar's ability to travel between places to get inside and out.
Not necessarily inside. The way it works is if you draw a door, it will take you someplace you know. So if he hasn't been inside of it,
right,
he won't know it. So he has to go in and then get out to a place he knows.
Very well.
But with the cover of the wolves, you all should be able to get downstairs and get those people out.
So it would certainly be something we want to do at night. We'll want to... Did Jolly have any inkling on their defenses? Anything that we might need to be worried about?
Cameras.
Armed guards, cameras. I see. At the very least, that's something.
Definitely the people that go out in the vans, they appear to be orderlies. So expect a few of those, especially at night, because they would be monitoring the people.
All right. About how big is the facility? I haven't been able to procure blueprints. They're quite difficult to get my hands on.
Would Jolly have been able to give me kind of a sense of scale of the place?
It's not like a tectonic size. Like, it's not like enormous as a facility, but it's at least enough to have a subfloor and all that, which means that there is, of course, a bit of spread out. Whether the floors are all the same like size and various dimensions and stuff is hard up to who built it.
You know, as far as the main ground floor, you can see that from the street. So that's the size that is. Now, as far as the subfloor, I can't give you specifics on size.
Storyteller, would it be, so I know that naming can apply to places. Would I be able to do a seining on the building to figure out the map and the layout?
Not so much for layout or anything like that. To seine a building would honestly just... For a namer to seine a building, I would see that more as a technique for if you're trying to make something banal not banal. So then you seine to get a true name, and then other cantrips to start infusing glamour and stuff like that. You can like start to reduce a place's banality rating that way. But I think it would be a little funky for naming to provide layout or anything like that. So okay. I would not say that would work in this case.
Okay.
On a lighter note, we should go speak to Duke Killian about Anne.
All right. Want to meet me at Vincent's office so we can ask him about getting access?
Sure.
Okay.
Oscar, do we want to take time to learn some things first, or go ahead and go?
I'm wondering if by learning about Anne, it might send us into the dreaming anyway.
Okay.
So why make 2 trips when we can make 1?
Absolutely.
Oh, I did have one last subject. This is unrelated to the previous discussion, but I figured I would start here because this is something I've had going on sort of in the background. I'm looking for a particular item that is an artifact of my house, and I was wondering if anyone had maybe seen it or heard of it.
What is it?
Because so the description that I was given from my house was that it was a dice made out of stone. It was about the size of like a softball, from what I'm understanding, and it apparently has a lot of chronos infused into it. It emits almost like a time-altering aura. But it was supposedly in the possession of House Gwydion, but the vault doesn't have anything like that in it. I've been assured. So, has anyone seen anything, heard anything? This is kind of a big deal. but not obviously our main focus.
Oh, yeah. So Ace has a backpack on them at all times. We haven't really talked about it. But it's from Chloricon compulsion, whatever it is.
Yep.
Or flaw.
The collection thing.
Yeah. And so Ace is like, hold on, give me a second, and digs around in their backpack and pulls out the dice.
Oh yeah, Ace totally lifted that from the vault.
Embra's eyes just go like fucking white. It's like, you
Had it the whole time.
I didn't know you were looking for it.
Yeah. You didn't tell us anything, Melody.
Ask.
Yeah. I was going to say that I could have summoned a wisp to help us find it, but if it's right there, it defeats the purpose.
There you
Embra,
go.
you feel a comforting like hand rubbing on your back as Bella stands there, like it's okay, none of us knew sort of vibe.
So that's why you were sent here.
It was one of the reasons, yes, to recover a particular artifact for House Fiona, and
what was the other reason?
to investigate the happenings in the city, specifically around House Aileel and the unseating of the current leadership, which obviously we've gotten a lot of information on.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious!
Congratulations, you found your artifact.
Yeah. Good job.
Good job.
Do I get a finder's fee?
Ace, when you ask that, Bella raises her hand to sort of interject. I think that's actually a brilliant idea.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
if nothing else, could get you an audience with the other Fiona here, and maybe you could get some help with the duchy.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. House Fiona will be ecstatic to have this artifact back. Certainly. We could get an audience easily. I can call them up right now, honestly. I know of at least one person I could get a hold of, and oh, that makes things so much easier. Goodness, thank you for having that on your person.
And Ace, subtly, Bella also gives you an acknowledging nod of thank you so much for having that.
Ace just kind of shrugs. It's like, I find things. I find things and I take them.
So it's not just pisky.
Enjoy this.
It's cool.
Rare. It's rare for them to give something back.
Yes, well, they won't be giving it. That we will be handsomely rewarding you for it.
Ace pulls something out of the backpack that I took from Oscar's ranger station. Not so rare.
Oh,
Oscar, you've been looking for that.
I was wondering where this got to.
And S just looks to Oscar and then looks to Ace and says, Ace isn't a bad person.
I didn't say that.
Ace is an excellent friend. And
They've certainly done
loves
all right by us.
their family.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you love your sister.
Yes. Well,
And you actually do care about the well-being of your family.
yeah. It's getting to the point where I love more of them except my mom. Now that I know what my mom's done to them, it's not really their fault, so I can't be mad at them.
Let's just say you like them enough, you won't let me eat them.
Yeah. At least not fully to where you can't just regurgitate it and everything be fine.
No, once it goes down, it goes down. It does not come back up.
Esmeralda, did you say that you were getting in touch with Vincent to see about the Killian thing that Oscar suggested?
Yeah, we were going to go meet with him at his office.
Okay. Then we shall wrap up and transition with a lovely mountain wind off of Morrison heading back down into Denver proper.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in a very cozy law office. This place is one of the least banal law firms you've ever been to. And you all are noticing that there's more employees now.
Nice.
Vincent's humans business seems to be thriving.
Good.
And he is waiting for everyone because S, I'm assuming, called or texted ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So there is tea ready.
And whoever wished to
everything.
come, if it's just her and Oscar, but if everybody wants to come, we can.
So I will leave it up to you if you all decided to join them.
Yeah. Either will come.
Yeah, Aesol.
Okay.
I
So,
certainly-
so it's a group trip. Perfect.
And for there's 2 chairs in front of his desk on the other side, of course, but then there is also off to the left side of his desk a small couch for people to sit as well. So there's plenty of seating for everyone in his office.
I stand.
Well, it's
Stand.
quite good to see all of you. As he stands and walks over first to US and first like goes in and then stops and he's like, screw it. And then just goes in for a hug
And she hugs him back.
and gives a peck on the cheek before he pulls away.
I will clock that.
Good morning,
Mhm.
Vincent. We are
Good
here
morning.
with a request of assistance.
In what sense?
We wish to speak with Killian.
And he takes out his phone and starts going through a few things. Now I just need to make a quick roll for him. Because she gonna she. And he does very well. Not bad.
Is that lizard chimera still like on the
Oh yeah,
bookshelf?
Nigel's chilling on the bookshelf. There's a
Okay.
cute little fluffy bed. He seems to just be lazily staring at everything right now.
No.
When do you want to meet him?
How soon can we?
Their schedule's fairly open.
Now's good.
Give it 10 minutes and then you can head over. Don't even bother, just to walk straight into the dungeon.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course. Next time, give me a challenge.
No.
The Lucifer story is getting around at a record pace. Goddamn.
Have I wowed you yet?
Well, you haven't even heard the reason I'm wowed. The horse stopped by my home
Did he?
and said exactly 2 words.
What did he say?
I'm sorry, and then took off running. So he even remembered that he ran me over.
Mhm.
But I must say, it was very odd to hear a doorbell ring and then that be what I answer to.
So I've wowed you.
Many times over.
Now it's your turn. And she just winks at him and turns and walks out the door.
And it's really impressive that even the people who didn't or don't have too much in the way of empathy can tell that he's very much got a hate to see you go, love to watch you leave sort of face right now.
I want to be last to go, so I'm going to hold the door open for everybody.
Okay.
And once everybody's out, I'm going to close the door and just saddle up to him.
Ace peeks at the door silently.
Right,
Oh,
right there
Vincent.
with you, Ace.
I noticed the hesitation, and I don't mean to pry, but as someone that has recently restored, don't give up without a fight. And I'll bring my hand up to put on his shoulder, but just look at him like I need consent.
Takes a second, but he gives a small nod.
And I pat him on the shoulder twice.
He reaches up and just barely pats you on yours.
You're
Thank
a
you.
good man for a she. And I kind of shake him by the shoulder. Like amusing, not like threatening.
Mhm. Yeah.
No.
The most I can admit honestly is I know I'm a complicated man. Beyond that, I leave others to form opinions.
We all have our fights. And I'll turn and leave.
May I ask you something before you go, sir?
Sure. Always.
So few are discussing it openly, but I find that the few that are discussing it in private are cowards. I did not always remember you as a noble, and now suddenly it's all I can think of you as. Did something change?
I don't know if S told you, but between all of us, we managed to get my memories back.
From what little I've heard, I can understand now why you want to go speak with Killian.
There are unanswered debts that he has to pay for, but my concern is more for Ace and her sister, their sister. That's the priority right now.
What do you feel Killian could do to help someone?
The Dantain is familiar with banality and is filled with it. He might have a path we haven't explored.
I should warn you, as someone who knows things about Dantain. As much as you say that he is filled with it, understand that there is still plenty of glamour. It is corrupted, but glamour all the same.
Oh, that's a good thing then. I plan to learn how to name so that I may offer him a second chance.
Forgive me if I doubt it will work. And he holds his hand out to you.
I shake it.
It's a good handshake.
Doubt,
Take care, Sir Odari.
doubt is the foundation that great stories are built on. And I'll walk out.
And Vincent will mutter mostly to himself, now he's starting to sound like S.
S is rubbing off.
Easy. Clean
Better
up
than
after
rubbing
yourself.
on. Karate Kid jokes. Okay. Actually, honestly, deeply and truly, I feel that this is a good spot to go on break.
Mhm.
It is a half hour early from what I've normally been doing, but I still feel it's a good transition point
All right.
if everyone's feeling up for a quick little break.
We can take a quick break. All right, everyone. We will be back in 10-ish. See you soon.
And we're back. Hi, everyone. Thank you for this lovely, lovely session so far. Can't wait to see where the second half goes. As we find, is the whole group going to see Killian as well?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going.
It's a whole group episode. Loving that.
Yeah, look at us.
As
We
you
are
all
not
wanna get too
splitting the
close to a
party.
Dantain. Yeah, I know. I don't want to get too close to the Dantain, but y'all can talk to him. I'll guard the hall, okay?
What a knotly we are.
What a knotley we are.
And Embra, if nothing else, it's the first time you'll probably ever have laid eyes on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you never met him. As you all enter into the Brown Palace, it's a fairly unbusy sort of time of year, so there's not many guests in the hotel. You make it through the service entrance, get into the freehold proper. There's a handful of nobles talking in the courtroom, but no one's really like in court sort of mentality right now. And you just stroll right on past and head down a stairwell that is off towards the back right end, whereas the secret door that Ace entered in last time they were in here was to the back left. This stairway descends down, does a few turns as it goes as well, until you eventually come down to something that is one of the most medieval style places in this freehold, because it was, as much as everyone hates to admit it, it was the spot that was constructed first. There are flagstones on the ground, torches every spaced every so often for lighting, and stiff metal bars holding. It looks like just from this initial first step, there's maybe a dozen cells, 6 on each side, and there's more hallways branching off from the spot where you can see. But you all were, as soon as you arrived, you do see that there is a guard, troll man, bald head. He doesn't seem to have any weapons on him, but he is clearly someone who's standing there to keep watch. And he just looks at all of you and points out towards a cell that's not quite at the end, but near the end of the first hallway on the right side. And then he doesn't acknowledge you further.
You're too kind.
He also holds up his hand and then just holds out for whoever wants to take it. It just looks like a glass of water.
I'll take it.
And then he indicates towards the cell.
Steal
I
yourselves.
I can already smell the stench of banality.
Your footsteps and voices echo throughout the room as you approach. So finally,
Are there others in cells?
there are not many, but they all have one thing in common. None of them have a seeming. Everyone in this dungeon is kept disenchanted. So, by all accounts, you're looking at very miserable, depressed humans just sort of wallowing in cells.
That's even more dreadful than I thought it was going to be.
Before we go in, sorry, I should have said this. I want to do between the lines or whatever it's called.
What are you betweening the linesing?
Just to see. Can I do it like as a preemption for like conversations to try and listen to the truth?
Okay, so just sort of like hold it in the back of your head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Feel free to set that all up.
Okay.
And as you all finally arrive at the cell indicated, you see sitting in a corner on a stone bench, head funked against a wall. Well, Killian, but his face is asymmetrical. There's a few like odd blemishes here and there. His ears are as round as anyone else's. There is no enchantment to be found. He's even in the same clothes as when he was arrested. Tattered from a fight. Without glamour in him, though, the Dantean mark on his chest doesn't seem to be there.
I'll walk in first.
He'll walk up to you. You weren't given any keys to get into the cell.
Oh. Killian.
Can I help you?
I want to ask you some questions. And I slide the water through the bars. This is for you.
He looks at it, but doesn't move for it. All of you are new.
I want to roll perception empathy.
Certainly. Diff 6.
That's 5.
What are you trying to determine again?
I'm trying to determine his state of being.
You said 5 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Hollow. He's miserable, and it's clear he doesn't quite know why.
Do you remember what put you here?
No. I don't even know how a place like this exists. Like, who builds a basement like this? Why is there a cell? And no one's come to rescue me, or I don't know if there's a missing persons report, nothing. So, frankly, So what do you all want? You're new. You're not like the usual people that bring me food and stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm a fucking art teacher.
You were more than that. You just don't remember.
Yeah, everyone's been saying that.
The water will do you good.
Please drink.
He still doesn't move.
Ace has to walk out.
I'm right behind her. I cannot be in the presence of this for another moment.
Okay.
Something is kind of like, not triggering, but like tickling in the back of Eva's brain. Because this is borderline something that she disagrees with. I would like to look around the rest of this area while Oscar is talking to Killian.
Sure.
I just want to see who else is in here. If I recognize anyone.
Not. I will say without a roll, you don't recognize anyone.
Okay.
Not in like any major sense. Like maybe you're like, maybe they're familiar, but
right. Like someone I've seen briefly at court or something.
Or something. But
right.
There's not a lot of prisoners down here. And this specific hallway has very few even in that. So you'd have to explore more of the dungeon if you wanted to get a proper count of who might be here.
But like you said, like they're all in the same kind of state, like all of them.
Yeah, just sort of generally glum and gray and miserable.
Right. Okay.
They're in a place of glamour, but because they're disenchanted, they can see none of it. So who knows what they're seeing. Usually if you're in a freehold, because they're still in the freehold, like the actual freehold, which is connected to the dreaming, but the glamour has no way to get to them. So their autumn perceptions are probably warping this place into being, well, what Killian said was a basement, but who knows what it is for everyone else. Could be different, but it's always mundane.
So does the water have like something in it that could re-glamorize them?
There's no glamour in the water, no. And the process of enchanting is someone has to accept the gift given in order for the enchantment to take.
So if I was to put glamour in my water and bully browbeat him to drinking it,
it would not work.
It would not work.
It would not work because
it has to be willing.
Yep. You can only enchant with consent.
Like S did with the book because Anne accepted the book.
Yeah, well, we can't get the bitch to take the water.
Nope.
Not yet. All things take time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted, you could easily enchant it.
That doesn't make any difference if he doesn't drink it.
It would just sit there with the glamour in it.
Mm-hmm. And you could just re-drink it if you needed the glamour back.
Yeah.
It's like making
all you
drops,
do is invest. You just
forever.
basically spend a point of glamour to invest it in it.
All right, she'll put a point.
And then depending on the banality of the subject you're trying to enchant, sometimes it takes more glamour.
She'll do it. She'll put it.
I called you Killian because that was the name I knew you as. What is your name?
My name is Killian.
It's nice to meet you. And I'll switch hands and put my right hand in. My name is Oscar.
Oscar,
Hmm.
how about you do a quick bit of charisma empathy for me?
Man, that's a terrible role for me.
I know, but you're the one being diplomatic.
You are being
Man,
diplomatic.
Who the fuck let me do
The
that?
silver-tongued Aishu isn't saying shit.
Mainly because I don't think the Ishu really cares what happens to this motherfucker, but
Yeah. I'm going to spend the willpower point.
Actually,
Go for it.
surprisingly, she does.
I know.
Was it difficulty 6?
Yes. Yeah, unless I say otherwise, all interactions with Killian are at diff 6.
Okay. 2 because of the willpower, because I got a 1.
Okay.
So it would have been 3.
He stands, sighing. He doesn't move fast. He more trudges like his feet are made of concrete. But he does reach out and take your hand. There's no strength. You've held dead fish with more like robustness to them than this. But he does hold your hand, if nothing else. And then let's go. And now he is standing closer to the bars.
I'll put the water back in my right hand and slide it through the bars again. Whenever you're ready, you can take this.
Before your hand even leaves it, he's reaching down for it. Would someone like to try and sneak in a quick enchantment?
Honey already did.
Oh, already did? I thought.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought she said she was holding off because she didn't want the glamour to sit there.
No, I did.
Okay.
I said, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah, honey, your glamour is shining brightly. That is the most dream and whimsical filled glass of water anyone has ever seen. And he takes it. And you all see the change. It's instantaneous, like all re-enchanting of Kithane. His ears sharpen, his features correct themselves instantly in the blink of an eye. His hair is a bit longer. His stature, everything changes. And lastly, of course, recarving itself onto the center of his chest is a very awful, infected brand mark. There's so many words for it, but it's what makes him what he is and probably has been for a while. Dantain.
Killian.
And he downs the rest of the water and sets the glass down.
There you are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To what do I owe the visit of my defeaters? Clearly, you've already come to gawk at the spectacle. So what's next?
There's no spectacle here. This is a sad state that has befallen you. But you can help yourself.
I was helping myself. And then you all ruined it.
We're being selfish. There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It would have worked.
No, it wouldn't.
I would have fixed myself.
You can't.
At the cost of what, Killian? At the cost of what?
What was necessary.
Really? Sacrificing a city for you? You're worth that?
I'm worth 3.
No, you're not. You're not even worth this pitiful fucking cell you're in.
You can make amends.
You do your
have-
house dishonor.
You have intimate knowledge of banality. And we need that. Consider this an olive branch. Fix what went wrong with you by helping us.
And what help would I be providing exactly? Do tell.
At that, S spits on the fucking ground and leaves.
And you all see Killian get a legitimate smile on his face as if he took great pleasure in that reaction.
There is a young girl who carries too much banality for that age. We need to know why and how to fix her.
You want to what exactly? Enchant her?
We've tried.
One of those. I suppose I could help. I would need something in exchange.
We've
You living
glamored
is
you.
something.
We've given you a taste of who you were. It's more than you deserve.
Yep.
And yet I still received it.
No, you were smart enough to actually do something nice for once. Holy shit. Look, Ducky, we got shit to do. We need your information. Give it now, or we just let you rot. You know my reputation. I'll fucking split you right now.
You said it's a child?
It's a child, a young girl.
Would this child be an example of, say, an autumn person or have been around such?
Not that I know of. Ace.
Ace like slowly walks back in. Yeah.
Follower.
Describe Anne to Killian, please.
You know my family. I guess I don't know if you know what's happened since.
Oh, yes. Edward comes in and throws cups full of tobacco spit at me on occasion.
He's a dick.
He is.
His sister, the one you haven't met, the one that's not at court.
The one that I've heard rumors of was human.
Potentially. Yeah.
Is she touched by autumn or simply banal?
I don't think Ace can get a read on it, right? Like he can't tell.
It's a little frustrating how hard it is to read, yeah, because it's pretty damn close.
S would have told you that she believes that it's not autumn, though, that it's just banal. Very banal.
An initial trick that might at least help alleviate some of the problem is a member of House Liam. They tend to work quite well with removing banality from humans. Whether there are any currently within the city, I am not aware of.
Gone missing. Convenient.
Incredibly so. Why are people going missing? Sorry, I don't get many newspapers down here, you see.
Does it matter?
Possibly.
I think what matters more is why the new Duchess also seems to be having problems. For lack of a better word, remaining stable.
Well, that's to be expected. A member of House Aileal cracking under pressure. Is it a Tuesday already?
They don't usually crack.
If you know how to crack them, they do.
I mean, you cracked first, so it's not like it's really an insult anyway.
Did your crack curse the throne?
Curse the throne? What are you on about?
Just a thought.
It's a throne. There's no curse laid upon it.
You were useless. The Duchess is useless. I figured you would have done something to it. No offense, Ace.
Hang on. Subconsciously, he doesn't know he's doing this, but the storyteller is going to roll something for him.
Okay.
Oh, shit. You see him suddenly like go wide-eyed. You see him like open his mouth like he's testing something. And then he seems to get a little excited. I'm not telling you all as much as I know. I know far more. I don't know how much I can get away with. If it's still where it was last time, I can get you something that will also help.
Bill.
If you are truly thinking that you'd want to work with me.
I promise you that I am working with you because I believe everyone deserves a second chance, Killian.
Aren't I blessed?
Fucking are, bitch.
The word
And
is
then-
lucky.
And then he'll turn and look at Ace. The item required, I assume, would be somewhere in your mother's possessions.
She's a hoarder, so more information.
You're looking for an amulet with very detailed knotwork and a simple black leather cord.
Has Ace seen this?
Not that you can recall.
What is it?
It's known as a phylactery. Specifically, mine.
Why would Anne need your phylactery?
Because if I can have full autonomy once again, it means that I can then help you burn that banality out of the child so that she survives.
We're not seriously considering this, are we?
Oh,
No.
look, a Fiona. How neat.
No, we're not considering this.
Christ.
We asked you to help the child, Killian,
I
not
would
yourself.
help the child and not myself.
Oh, how noble.
Color me doubtful.
You're the ones who approached me. I have a solution.
Can I use so for the between the lines that's up? Actually see his intention with this?
He means it. He can help, but it's also selfish. It's not one or the other. It's both. It's easy to see that he definitely does get something out of this. You're just not sure what.
Killian, you should tell us the full truth with this.
If I could. I'm not under your mother's manipulations. I don't
So
need
you
to
should
be.
be able to.
No. I don't have my phylactery. I cannot answer you.
Truth?
Why not?
Lady Honeybadger has worked around the Gaius.
Actually, honey, as you ask that, could you please roll me intelligence, Greymare?
Sure. Give me a minute.
Because you're the nightmare hunter. You'd probably know this one best. Because Dantean are rare, but nightmare hunters hear about them a lot. Div 6. 3. There are different categories and types of Dantean. They all have different ways or different sins that mark them differently. I've heard stories that the ones that are obsessed with power or the gain of power or etc. are often referred to as having the brand of the Lich, which is to say that they are then, upon this branding, being delivered by the Dreaming, because the Dreaming is what makes Dantean. Sorry, your storyteller had a brain fart. it inscribed his sense of self, his purpose, his soul, whatever ways you want to describe it, into a phylactery. Probably something on his person at the time. His phylactery, as far as you would know, whoever holds it has control over everything that Dantain does. So any orders he may have been given, any things he's not supposed to say, it's better than a Gaius because it's complete control.
Honey just laughs for a minute and goes, "You fucking bitch. You're underneath her control, hook, line, and fucking sinker, and you goddamn well know it. She don't need a gas. She got your fucking phylactery, you bitch."
He just blinks a few times as if stating, yeah.
Oh, duh, right. Oh, hi, everyone. This is where my knowledge comes in. Your ma's got him hook, line, and sinker to the point he can't say shit due to the fact that his purpose, his whole fucking drive, himself, is in that phylactery. This is better than a gas.
Wouldn't she? What benefit does that serve her if he's here?
Because he can't say shit. When we try and get him to get his information, she's got him hooked to the point that he can't give us all the information and we have to go get the phylactery. That's how she knows he's re-engaged. It's his power.
Maybe she was keeping him in the thought that he might sometime be useful, but she wanted complete control over him in that case.
Only way to hold him.
If she's been using it to keep him silent, we can use it to open his
Make him
mouth.
talk. We could.
Without, and I look at him dead in the eye, without giving it to him.
Buzzkill.
But you have to find it first.
I know someone that is very good at finding things.
That's fair.
So, get that, and I can help.
Was that
So
so
get that.
hard to be selfless?
He's not being selfless. His help benefits him.
Yep.
If we give him the phylactery, which we
No.
won't.
No, it gets him out of her ma's hands.
What would happen to Anne if you helped her in that way? What all would happen to Anne?
It is not a precise process. I am far more practiced at inflicting banality than I ever would be of bestowing such. Or removing such, is what he meant to say. I doubt it would be pleasant, but it would not hurt. To say I could completely correct the imbalance would also maybe be presumptuous of me.
What could happen?
Shattering of the psyche. Her mind is shunted into the dreaming while her body sleeps. She is corrected and the banality is burned away. If she were an autumn, I would say it's impossible.
What else is there?
Sorry, say that one more time, Red.
What other options are there?
In regards to what I would be able to accomplish?
In general, other than House Liam, other than breaking her mind, what else is possible?
Esmeralda, you've totally left like Killian's line of sight, right?
Oh, yeah. Fuck
Okay.
that guy. S hates violence, but she will stab that motherfucker. Okay.
So, did you go to look at a different prisoner to cheer yourself up?
No, she's just staring at a wall at this point, imagining drawing a fucking door into his cell and stabbing him.
And he's
One
got a
thing I
knife
should
for you.
say, portal passage can't go off dimension. It can only go directly across from where the physical space is.
I know.
Sorry, I only looked it up a second ago.
I know.
So fuck, that is so much less of an interesting power. All right, fuck, now I'm getting all convoluted and confused. While you all, from what I've heard, may have some difficulty with enchantment for her, if you can actually manage to get an enchantment to stick, and then maybe take her for a quick dream jaunt, it could probably help quite a deal. But if the glamour is not taking the way seems to be described, it would mean that she is rather high on that scale.
I am an expert at enchantment.
And if we brought her to the dreaming without being enchanted?
Humans have been brought to the dreaming many times. My advice would be just don't keep to the trope of abandoning them there.
How far is he standing from the bars?
Like 2 feet.
Ace is gonna make a move to grab him.
Okay. Dex Athletics. He'll do the same.
I'm gonna use a willpower for that.
Okay.
You say the same, like he's trying to reach out for Ace?
No. He is also just rolling.
Okay. Because if he reaches out, I'm punching him in the face.
Your Oscar, just to warn you, from just estimate, you think that most people's arms could reach up to the shoulder. Yours will probably only reach up to the elbow. What you got, Ace?
3.
Okay. He only got 2, so you snag him before he can quite lean back enough to not be grabbed.
Yeah, they'll pull him really close to the bar, like kind of quickly, so like he almost hits his face, but just stops. Don't even suggest such a thing.
Don't
What
let him get
else?
to you.
And he doesn't say anything.
His poisoned words evaporated from his snake tongue.
What's the side effect of having your phylactery?
If there is one, I'm not aware of it.
What would happen if we destroyed it?
Oh, then he's fucked.
She can't go pale exactly, but damn if he's not close.
Not so funny now, is it? And Ace walks out.
You're not wrong. Talk a big game, but from this place and my point of view, you're fucked, my guy.
Could the rest of you go get the guard so that he can do something about Killian's glamored state?
I'll do it.
What? Worried I'm going to escape?
Just have some things that I alone should hear.
You gonna ask about Shar?
I'm going to.
Just asking.
Embra, you retrieve the guard fairly casually. I'm guessing you just wave him over.
Take my time.
Yeah, I'll hold out my hand until I'm ready for the guard. And I'll get close to the bars. Before I ask my selfish question, Did you have anything to do with Charlotte's disappearance?
No. It's a shame to hear that she's gone.
Did you have anything to do with my memories being erased?
He taps his lips a few times, more like he's indicating them than thinking, and then just gives a like he's not being combative on that, but he's definitely passing a message of can't say.
Then I'll motion for the guard.
He walks over.
We gave him a drop of glamour to speak to him. We would like him to be brought back into his stupor.
He will shift and turn, cross his arms, and look at Killian. And Killian will walk forward and stick his arm out through the cell. The troll grabs it, reaches into his pocket, takes out like a tiny weird cattle prod, taps it. You do not hear any electricity or anything, but just as soon as it hits, and you see an especially violent reaction to a disenchantment, as all the glamour seems to concentrate on Killian's arm and then disappear. And then the troll sticks the thing back in his pocket, dusts his hands, go sit down.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shh. Sorry. What's going on?
You blacked out for a second.
Don't acknowledge the prisoner. Sit. Killian, just a little bit freaked, sits down.
Sorry.
And then the guard turns and looks at all of you and motions for the all right, time to go.
S is already waiting at the door.
Mm-hmm. The guard will walk up and post up back at the start of the hall where he was.
Once we're back in the car and we're out of earshot of any nosy nobles, I think saving the two members of House Liam would be our best bet before even thinking about using the phylactery.
We're not going to use it in the way he suggested.
Fucking destroy it.
I intend to.
Horrifying. Disgusting.
Anything he would have suggested would have served his own purpose.
It's poison.
Of course. But he also did give us a hint as to why your mother might be incompetent. If she can't hold on to all of that darkness, it has to be seeping into her from something. Like the
Maybe.
phylactery.
Mm-hmm.
He also said he didn't know what the side effect of having it would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then
So destroy it.
one piece of advice. Introducing your sister to the dreaming as a sort of last resort before anything mind-altering happened. I don't know.
Has to be very careful. She's very young, but also very, as you know, afflicted. The more I have thought on this, the more I really think it is because of the neglect. And she looks to Ace. Children take on trauma. And it doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be verbal. It can be the withdrawal of love and care.
What do you think I've been trying to do?
I know, Ace.
What I've always done.
I know, but you're the only one. She doesn't get it from her parents. That's who she needs it from.
A united front. fighting skirmishes against banality when we should be fighting a war.
Exactly. And I know you have been trying very hard, Ace. You love that little girl more than just about anything, I'd bet. But you can't do it alone. Your whole family has to want to help her. And can you honestly trust that they would?
So what am I supposed to do? Nothing? Just let it happen?
No,
That's not what we're saying at all.
that's
You know
not
we're
at
gonna help
all
you.
what I'm saying.
Change gears.
Yeah.
Attack from a different front.
Get House Liam to help.
You know, we'll do what
Destroy
we can.
the phylactery. And then we work on your mom.
At least we knew we had a phylactery.
Because Jesus Christ, she's an embarrassment to House Allele too.
And just as a point of reference, now that you all have spoken with him, in comparison, all Dantain are mad. It's part of what they are, is broken. Killian's more stable than your mom, it's starting to look like.
Yeah.
So whatever's going on that front, who knows?
And if you need help finding it, Ace, I'll help you find it. But we destroy that thing. We don't even try to control Killian with it. We don't want that thing anywhere near him.
No.
Absolutely not.
Killian is a lost cause. Your mother doesn't have to be. Your family doesn't have to be.
She is, you even said it yourself, she is never going to help. So what then?
Then you take your sister away.
We help ourselves.
So honestly, I'm confused why we don't just start there.
Well, if you want to start there, you start there, but I'm going to find a fucking phylactery and destroy it. And then I'm going to try to see if maybe your mom can be fucking rationalized with because she's running this city into the ground. And some of us aren't just going to pick up and leave. Some have to stay here. And while, yes, you can go, I can go at the drop of a hat. Hell, I never know when my feet are going to want me to move elsewhere. But, you know, other people have to stay and have to live here. And occasionally I might want to come home.
This can be a good place.
It can be.
We work on one end and work our way down.
A war was
other.
fought here to try to make it a good place. We don't need another one. And your mother's running us right into that because the commoners are restless as fuck. I know.
Yes.
I've had 8 swing by my place in the past week.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I know you don't. I know that you haven't really talked to us a whole lot about before we met you. How long has you and your mom not gotten along? Has it always been this way?
It's been as long as I can remember because I didn't want the responsibility, the obligation to fix things and be Aileal. It's not my job, just like it shouldn't be my job to fix the city.
You ain't fucking doing it alone. You have 3 fucking nobles here. We're here to help.
Don't think of it as fixing the city. Your priority is Anne.
Yeah.
Start there.
All of these things are interconnected, as far as we can tell, right?
Ace, you have someone You have Anne. I fight for this city because it's all I have. My whole family's dead. You fight for Anne. Whatever that looks like for you.
We're all in this together. We're all here, all interconnected. Ace, I like your sister as much as I like actually any other kid, and I want to see her grow. I want to see her dream and shit. I'm here trying to help as much as I can. You guys gotta let me in. You gotta let us all in. Those walls gotta come on down sometime. I don't mean this to be mean or rude, and fuck, we all know how good I am with social shit. But really, Ace, we're here for you. We always have been. Open your eyes.
Storyteller, Eva had a thought, and I don't know if it's possible to, well, I had a thought, but if I could make a roll on this. Because everybody's been talking about this, or like the necklace thing. Is it possible if if I could roll for my character to guesstimate where it might be because of this conversation?
You know, oddly enough, just maybe yes. It will be a very big bitch of a roll, though, I'll tell you now.
I was actually going to ask if I could roll a gray mare to determine if the matron of House Aileel is under some kind of enchantment that's causing her to falter, or if she's simply just cracking under the pressure.
You could roll intelligence gray mare, although I will say the enchantment specialty won't count for this.
Fair enough. Right.
And then Ava, let's do... You're going to think this is weird, but it's specific. You're going to be rolling me charisma and intelligence. I know that's a funky combo, but that's what we got. And for you, Vray, it's diff 8. For Embra, it's diff 7.
All right. 3 successes.
There is something else it could be. It's really just as sad, but people don't think about it as much because banality is such a constant threat. But another way that Kithane can be affected mentally is if they're going through Bedlam. So that is another option. And then it looks like Vray is just about to have a result.
If I got 10, can I roll that one again?
Yes.
What about again?
Yes.
Okay.
10s explode.
Keep rolling until there's no more 10s.
This 1, 2, 3.
What
3.
specialty do you have?
I wouldn't apply. It's flirt.
Neither of the specialties would work in this case.
Okay.
And one more time, remind me of your question, just so I have the right way to give this to you.
So, I mean, what I was trying to guess was if the amulet was anywhere near Anne.
Sorry, storyteller brain. There's a lot of shit.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, oddly enough, thinking back to how Killian described it, black cord, metal amulet, Celtic knotwork carved on. God, you swear you've seen... Maybe it was Gar wearing it one time? Or Vronos? Although Vronos was extra specific because he liked to hook up with nobles. So
Okay, so it wouldn't be anywhere near Anne then.
No, nowhere near Anne. Honestly, from what you could gather from that, because yes, Vronos has hooked up with several nobility. If anything, that would probably be kept in, like, there's a personal office for the freeholder of the mountain fortress. You only know this because Vronos was with someone in said office at one point. But for the most part, that could be a good assumption of places to keep it, because it's very hard for people who aren't in control of the freehold to gain access. There are exceptions, of course, like if someone's related to them or things like that. But that could be a good shout, would be checking the main office of the freehold first.
Okay, so then you all kind of see Eva look like she has an idea, and then she's just kind of like, no, I've seen it somewhere else.
We don't even know that this is curse related. We don't know that this phylactery imparts a curse. She could just be going through bedlam.
What are the odds of someone going banal and someone going through bedlam in the same household at the exact same time?
Just as the universe to answer that. Slim. Possible, but slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty slim.
So whether it's that or not, something has to be causing that.
Maybe she's being sabotaged.
Storyteller, is prop 2 enough to cover the phylactery?
I highly doubt it. Let me double check something.
All right. Because it says craft, what is it?
Craft a tool.
Craft a tool.
There you go. Prop.
The next one is mechanical. So I mean,
Because the first one is like a dress shirt, or jewelry, tattoos, things like that. So. But also, like 5 is an artifact, so I don't know where it sits.
I'd honestly say it's closer to 2 dots than 5 for an amulet, even if it is a phylactery, because while Dantean items are artifacts, they don't do anything unless you're the Dantean who's connected to it.
Okay. I'm gonna pull a tie out of my backpack, my duffel bag, wrap it around my eyes, pull out with my eyes closed, I'm going to pull out a piece of chalk, draw little eyes into the tie as a bunk, and I'm going to use Tattletale on the phylactery.
I'll give you a -1 diff on that bunk.
So that's difficulty 7 then?
Sure.
Okay, 2 successes.
Okay. And sorry, just to make sure that I get this right, because anything that tells the future is bullshit in the world of darkness. Okay.
No, Tattletale is just scrying.
Oh, right. Okay.
No.
And what are you tattling the tale this time?
The phylactery. I want to know where it is. I want to see if somebody.
I mean, he's
has
gotten
it.
a description of it.
Yeah.
Radari.
But if it's not enough, I have Glamour that I can throw at it.
It's plenty.
Okay.
Your sorry, there was a noise on my end. Your vision not so much blurs as melts. Everything in front of you just into the darkness of your eyes closed. And you blink a few times, and you're staring at a filing cabinet sat in what looks like some random back corner off in the peripheral vision, because you can't really move around with this so much. Off in the peripheral, there's maybe the edge of a desk, some shelves next to it, with some plants on it. Damn it. The space seems chimerical, like there is whimsy and over-exaggeration everywhere.
I describe it.
Even the filing cabinet is like a filing cabinet that's had its a long exposure shot taken of it or something. Like everything is just a little more glamorous than usual.
Is this an office I've seen before?
Depends. Did Charlotte ever bring you back here?
I would say yeah.
Then yeah, you recognize the main freehold office. You even know how to get there. It's a pain in the ass, but it can be done.
I know where it is and how to get there. And then I'll pull the tie off. It's in the office.
Well, I can help.
Regardless of whether you all told me that or not, my first option was going to be to tear up the location of the house or the freehold, depending where my mom was when I got home, and then switch later. So this narrows it down.
Ace,
We're here.
as Oscar says that, you feel your phone buzz with a text.
They'll take it out and look at it.
It's from your father. And it says, she wanted you to see. And it's followed by, I'm sure Ace has been inside the Denver Aquarium. There's a big tank with a giant glass wall where the sharks pass. There's a really cool shark swimming just overhead. And someone pointing up with the smallest little smile on her face as she's so excited to see a shark is Anne.
Ace will just respond, thank you.
To which he then responds, I should have done more sooner.
And Ace will just be like, we're doing what we can now.
And then you see the ellipsis of him typing, and then it comes up with, she wants to get you something from the gift shop, ?
Let her be a kid.
Thumbs up emoji.
We're here. We might as well take care of this while we're here.
Okay.
What's the plan?
Destroy the phylactery, like we agreed.
Fucking destroy it.
Lead the way.
Make sure that my axe is in the duffel bag and we make our way into the Brown Palace again.
Of course. And with confident strides and a direct purpose.
S is going to stay in the car.
Okay. As everyone makes their way towards a hopefully very short mission, I believe we'll end the episode here. I want to first thank my players. I recognize that this episode was something of an intensity, so thank you for bearing with it and being very understanding and wonderful. I will now pass on to our fantastic MC.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And please join us on our Discord. That is where we hang out when we're not streaming. It's also where we have casting calls, so that if you would like to get a chance to sit at a table with us, you need to be part of that community to apply to our casting calls. And there is currently one open casting call for Call of Cthulhu on Saturday afternoons. Tiss is looking for guest players for her game because London Esoteric Society is skipping some time and coming back. Yeah, that's going to be back on February 8th. It is an open general casting call. She's not put a closing date on it. So if you're interested in playing Call of Cthulhu, join us on the Discord and shoot her a message once you read the posting. And of course, we occasionally do some Zoom hangouts when we're not streaming on Friday and Saturday nights. So maybe when we get a break from one of those streams, we'll do a Zoom hangout with the community. So yeah, join us there on the Discord. It's a great place to hang out. And if you would like to catch back episodes, you can go to YouTube. The link is in chat right now. And on the McStabber Studios YouTube, we have over 5 years of content, including many World of Darkness splats and other TTRPGs as well, including even some videos on tips for storytelling and for streaming and stuff, because we don't believe in secret sauce. We share the things we've learned the hard way. But also do check out the London Esoteric Society YouTube as well, because that is where Tis keeps her content. So she has her D&D 5e stream called Ishval. She has the previous 100 episodes of London Esoteric Society there, and also 7th Sea that she recently ran with us as a 3-part miniseries. And then you can also check out our amazing friends. Once I get that there, all the links right now are in chat to various streamers that also stream on their channels, but play in games or run games with us as well. Junie, what you got going on?
I turn around and I strangle Yarn so that I don't go away. I don't look good in orange, but he sure does. He looks fantastic in it. I make a lot of different things with Yarn, and actually with this guy, you actually see me playing with him over on Ravenous channel.
And Ravnos, what you got going on?
Oh, hi everybody. I do TTRPG stuff on my own channel. Right now, I'm doing 2 different miniseries, Scion First Edition on Monday and then Wander Home on Thursdays, which has been such a fun treat to run. But we're going to be kicking back off our schedule at the end of February with Vampire 5th Edition, Legend of the Five Rings, Werewolf of the Wild West, 7th Sea, and an actual Scion First Edition campaign that is using this miniseries as a prequel for. And I run Mage here, and you can find me here every Wednesday if you like my face.
We love your face.
By the way, folks, he runs all those games as one, so it's Vampire, Legend of the Five Rings, Werewolf, Scion.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And Mischievous Red, what do you have going on?
Hey, yeah, I sometimes stream on my own channel, and it's been a lot of creative stuff when I do get around to it. Typically it's on Sundays, but life has a way of happening. So I guess join the Discord and you'll see when it goes live.
All right. And of course, Rerolls also does TTRPG content on his own channel. They were on break for January. I believe they are starting up something new in February. So do give his channel a follow, check his stuff out. And DM Daddy RPG is where you will find Jen of Thieves, who is now in our Kansas City Chronicle. She was also in my Monster of the Month series, and she's been also in our Queen's Gambit series. She's an amazing role player, but she also runs games on occasion and plays on DM Daddy RPG, so go give her a follow over there. And if you would like to get studio merch, you can do so now at the link in chat for our Zazzle store. That is where we have all kinds of fun stuff, but make sure you're signed in because some things are restricted to adults. So you have to be age verified, like our Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt. Yeah, because it has motherfucker in it, it has to be restricted for age because of Zazzle rules. Yeah.
I need to get one of those.
I know, right? Because it's so great. It's a ringer shirt, so it's got like the dark sleeves with the white shirt and the dark ring around the
Oh my God, I will look like every camp counselor I have ever had as a kid.
That is my like, I was so proud of that. But yeah. So yeah, check that out if you're interested in merch. We also offer various stickers and things like that as well. You can check it out, mugs, things, all kinds of stuff. And then also we have ways that you can support us beyond just going to our YouTube or viewing. If you would like to show some support for these amazing players, you can do so by showing your biddies. Show your biddies for the players. Show your biddies for the players. Bits and donations are distributed amongst our players in our games. And we, McStabber, Shanky and I do not keep those for ourselves. We distribute those to the players. And of course, if you would like to support the studio, you can do so by subscribing here on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription a month. You might consider giving that to us. Or you can donate to our KoFi page, Buy Mama a Coffee. Yeah, because Twitch likes to take half. They're an awful pimp. KoFi does not. So it just depends on if you have the ability and want to, please consider. If you do not, don't worry. Free way to support us is to go to those YouTube channels, McStabber Studios and London Esoteric Society, and subscribe for free on YouTube. As you're watching content, make sure that you click that little thumbs up like button and that you place a comment under the video, because doing both helps boost us in the algorithm, because the YouTube algorithm is geared towards the YouTube shorts now, and it's harder for people to find long form content like we post. So if you do that, that'll help boost us in the search algorithm. So when people search for TTRPGs or World of Darkness or things like that, they will find our channel near the top of the search rankings. That's a free way to boost us. So please do so. And coming up over the next week, we have tomorrow is the finale of Delta Green. Mischievous Red is in that. And she told us tonight before we went live, we're all going to die. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern to check out how that crew, including your innie, not your outie, all die. Shanky might finally get what he wants.
A TPK?
No, you're innie getting God in a game. Because he has like the most uncanny luck with death saves. Okay.
So it only counts when his life is in danger? Is that what
when his character's life is in danger, that's when he gets all his luck.
I remember the scene in the sushi restaurant.
Yeah. So check that out tomorrow. You do, Urini. You have the weirdest damn luck. Okay. So that's tomorrow. On Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are back in Kansas City for Domain Divided. You want to join us at 8 p.m. Eastern. Mischievous Red's in that with me. She's busy this few weeks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But tomorrow's the last Thursday game, so at least you get a day off in between now. But yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern Friday, we are back in Kansas City, and the war is escalated, and Ravnos Archon there was a guest last week, and yeah, yeah.
No one does war like the Sabbat.
Curveballs, baby.
Nobody loses war like Sabbat.
But they think they're winning. Shh.
So much hate for Rurik Rakosi.
And we found a thing we probably shouldn't have. Yeah. Cat's like, why am I here? Why am I fucking here?
Because unfortunately, your player is married to the storyteller.
I know, right? Seriously. Anyway, so yeah, join us Friday as we are like knee deep in shit. And Saturday, there's not a double feature because Tiss is still on break, but London Esoteric Society will be back. Call of Cthulhu will be back on February 8th. So one more weekend. But at 8 p.m. Eastern, Junie Von Esch here is going to be storytelling with myself and Maddox at that table. With, I believe we have a special guest. Yeah, we do. We have a special guest joining us on Saturday evening. So you'll want to tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern as you see Chicago Hidden City, set in 2010 in Chicago. As we basically have a special guest that's joining us. Yeah, that'll be fun. And then we'll be back here Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern with Changeling, the Dreaming Stained Glass. Yeah.
or I'm sure it will be just more of the same lovely warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
I thank my players for having such amazing emotional resilience. Because this is draining me, and I'm the one who's coming up with this.
So that's our schedule for the week. And lastly, I'm going to tell you all, please take care of yourselves, please. Banality is a major thing for changelings. It can lead to serious freaking side effects being exposed to it for too long, but it can also affect human beings too. And real world banality can fuck people up. Okay. So take care of yourselves. And if you are currently in crisis, I want you to please reach out for help. If I can type, hang on. There we go. Typing and talking is very hard for me. I don't generally do that. So anyway, please, right now in chat, there is a list of organizations that you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if you are in crisis. And if those organizations do not suit your needs, please, or if you are watching on YouTube or you are outside of the US, please go to findahelpline.com. That website is a place where you can search your location. It covers over 140 countries to find crisis support resources available to you in your location. Please reach out and get the help you need. Please. We want you around a long time. Okay? It's rough. The world is kind of fucked, but we've got to come out on the other side of this. And we want you with us. So take care of yourselves, please. And I, Mom McStabber, I'm a registered nurse, and I don't dare hope, but it'll be nice if a certain conspiracy theorist anti-vaxxer does not get confirmed as the Health and Human Services Director. Yeah, I'm not hoping, but that would be nice. Because if he does, we're really fucked. Yeah. Yeah. So as a nurse, I'm going to tell you, take care of your mental and physical well-being. Both are important. Get your damn vaccines, please. COVID is still very much a thing. Flu is very much still a thing. And get your vaccines. Okay? And make sure you take your meds, drink your water. Get some sunshine when you can. Please try to stay warm if you are in areas that it is very cold. If you are in areas that it is very warm, please try to stay cool. Don't get overheated. Please take care of yourselves. And lastly, I'm going to say, if you helped usher in this regime, because that's exactly what the fuck it is a fascist regime. If you voted for not just the felon, but also for the Republicans in Congress, if you voted third party to protest, or you abstained when you could have voted, go to hell. I've got no empathy, concern, or humanity for you. You've used it all up. Congrats. Said with all sincerity, y'all have a great night.